I wanted to win GFA, so what I did was like, I eat for GFA, I exercise for GFA, I record myself for GFA, I cut my hair for GFA, I sit for GFA.
Hi everyone. So I'm gonna do both, talking to you guys in the audience, but also talking to the video to explain, for example, that we're at the GFA, Guitar Foundation of America.
Yeah, a very like unique timing.
In Fullerton, California. And we're gonna record here an episode of the Augustine Strings Wind Up, which is a series of interviews that we started last year through Augustine Strings. And the idea of the project is to talk to artists while they change the guitar strings. We thought, what do we normally do when we're changing our guitar strings? Some people watch movies, some people listen to music, but we thought it could be fun to just know a little bit more about the Augustine Strings artists. So we had ideas. We were coming to the GFA and Augustine had the stage for organizing something. We were like, why don't we record an episode of the Augustine Strings Wind Up live with audience? And we invited TY, who happens to be one of my best friends.
Yes.
And I think we'll have an amazing afternoon conversation. Also, just to explain you and everyone how it works, for each string that TY changes, there will be a different topic. So when he changes the first string, it's just an Entree. We're gonna have a conversation. Then after that, when you reach the second string, the B string, we'll talk about your beginnings with the instrument. Then the G string, we'll talk about your guitar, specifically the one you have today. The fourth string, D string, we're gonna talk about TY's dreams and aspirations. Normally, fifth string, we ask AI to come up with questions, but today I'm gonna ask you audience questions to ask TY whatever you guys want. And then the sixth string, my name is Edu, E string. It's Edu wild card, Edu's wild card. So I'm gonna ask you something crazy at the end. We're here at the GFA in Fullerton, and TY is a GFA winner. When did you win and where did you win?
I won right here in Fullerton in 2017. And so it was every time I come here, I felt nervous.
Do you remember what you played, the finals?
I played literally like 30 minutes of slow music and then 2 minutes fast music.
What was the fast music?
That was Vocal by Roland Diaz. And I begin with the variations on a theme by like Scriabin, composed by Tansman. One of my favorite new piece at that time, followed by the wonderful set piece. That set piece was like you hear the ocean, you hear the waves. I really enjoyed learning that music. And after that, I believe was Sherkong. And then it was 14 minutes. And after that, I had like 2 minutes left and I played Vocal.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you remember also you played for the prelims and semifinals?
Yeah, prelims, I played 2 suicide choice, like 2 fast pieces. And normally you want to play something musical and fast, combine. So I played third movement of Assad Aquarelle and the third movement of the sonata from the Leo Brouwer. And then in the semifinal, I did something like a combination. While I was practicing, I felt it was very, very enjoyable to combine 2 pieces together, which was second movement of Aquarelle, Vosiana, very beautiful, lyrical, followed by the last movement, second movement of the Ritual de las Orishas by Leo Brouwer. Those 2 meld together, so good. And then the beginning piece was the sonata, the first movement by like Berkeley, I think. It's like that was the set piece beginning.
We can start changing the strings. TY will change. He uses Paragon medium tension, carbon, right?
Yeah.
And also TY also plays electric guitar, and he also uses Augustine. He asked, should we do both electric and classical?
We'll see.
He's the fastest guitar strings changer I've ever seen. I think he can do it in 5 minutes. But today I'm gonna hold him to.
No.
At least we have some questions. We can ask you some questions. Before you start, do you want to play something for us?
Okay.
Since we're all here.
Okay.
That's it.
Great.
Wow. First string.
First string.
Oh, you use this, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to ask you some more things about the GFA because I'm super curious. I don't actually know if we ever talked about it.
Yeah.
GFA, I don't think we did in the
Probably
past.
not.
But do you remember how you felt? Like tomorrow we have the finals, and I don't know, every time I see them, I kind of feel nervous for them for being the competition. How did you feel when you were on stage playing the finals? Do you remember anything?
That final was pretty hard to play because at that time in Fullerton, the Hmong Concert Hall was under construction. So we were playing in a theater. I forgot which one, but not this one. Like the backdrop was like a red curtain. And so the sound was very dry. And it's super, super hard for you to, try to create a sound and immerse yourself in there, know. And I think it was, but equally tough for everyone. I remember like the first piece, I enjoyed myself so much. And then the set piece I played, I enjoyed myself so much. Oh my God, when I played Chacon, I was like, oh, I cannot hear myself well. I cannot immerse myself in it. It was so hard. Yes, after all those trainings, but when you're on stage, especially the GFA finals, it feels like I've came a long way. Like the first round, the second round, I'm on the stage, final round. Like if you do it well, this could be it. Like you don't need to fight for this dream anymore. It's like you can get it. Because of how close you are, that makes you kind of like, you're so dangerous, you're shifting your emotions, like being nervous, being cool. But being nervous, being cool is like, it's very difficult because you really care.
Was that your last competition, solo competition?
Sure. Oh no, the last competition, I competed a lot after this. Like also did like, I did a competition like in Europe, in here, like solo competition, duet competitions. The last competition I did was like Concert Artist Guild in New York in last summer.
That you won?
Yes, with my best friend Strauss Shi. Oh my God, it was unbelievable.
Now, just for also for you guys, I want to know from a person that competed a lot, how do you feel about competitions now that you don't compete anymore? Yeah. Like, why is it important, or how do you feel about them?
I compete because of two reasons. First of all, I really wanted to perform since young, and the competition for me was like a window for people to get to know you. So if you win something, they can book you to play to more people. That's my motivation. I want to compete because I can play. I really love playing for people.
So you use the competitions to get concerts?
Yeah, to get concerts. And then I love competitions so much, always. I lose a lot, but I love competitions. I don't know why.
We only remember the times you won.
No, we just talk about like how many times you lose.
Moving to the second string now. about your beginnings. You're from China, right?
Yeah.
When did you first start playing the guitar and why? Was it your idea or your family's idea?
Good. I decide what to keep playing, keep doing in my life. I appreciate that from my parents. And my parents provided many opportunities for me to like, approach different things. And I also learned basic music theory on the, like a keyboard piano, tried violin, and then it hurts my neck. And so I didn't do it. And also, I think that's about it. There's some Chinese instrument, but I didn't really enjoy so much when I was like 5 or 6. I remember my first ever guitar experience. It sounds very cheesy, but it was true. And we had this like a old apartment I was in when I was like 5.5 years old. Thank you. And it was under this oval clock. It's black. On the side, there's some kind of Chinese paintings there. It's like there's some like birds flying across the mountain under that clock. 2-bedroom apartment, and I'm there with a very rusted silver music stand. It was like this. The stand was not even horizontal. And then I learned my first piece. It sounds like this, but it's higher octave. It's like it's like a study. And I was like, oh, that's easy. I don't even know do, re, mi, fa, sol. And my dad was like, oh, first finger here, second finger. I was like, oh, that's comfortable because I can just sit there. I was like, ah, I feel so comfortable. So I just started playing. I was like, okay, I can learn guitar because it's comfortable. And geographically, we have a huge advantage. I was born in Guan, Hebei province, which is like 1 hour bus away from the Chinese most famous music conservatory. And so my dad happened to know the very good teacher. He's a teacher of the most amazing teacher in China. We all know it's like all the amazing Chinese students are from him. It's Professor Chen Zhi, who is like over 80 years old now. He's a legend. So I was first studying with 2 of his students first. And then I got introduced to study with Professor Chen Zhi directly when I was around 8 years old. And I was super lucky I got the chance. Also, financially, my parents was not super well at the beginning. Now it's better, but at the beginning it was very difficult. But they really support, like education, if I want to do this, they support 100%. And then study with the best teacher and then buy me good guitars and everything. So I really appreciate all that effort.
And I remember you told me the young TY, you would practice guitar like hours a day, right?
I don't know from what age. I think maybe after 15, and average maybe 5-6 hours. Is because we have a program in China where if you prepare for competitions, like say the senior youth competition, you don't go to school anymore. Like you take a program called we call it a 借读, meaning you're only gonna come back for final exams and you study at home, like homeschool. And so you practice, you wake up before 9, you practice 9 to 12. So 9 to 12, you practice maybe 2 hours solid, 2 and 2.5 hours solid. And the afternoon, maybe 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., you can practice maybe 2-3 hours. And at night, another 2-3 hours. So it's like 2 solid hours. We're practicing 40 minutes with 20 minutes break, very systematically. It's like 6 hours a day, and then practice like that. And then before competition, it can go up to 8 hours or something. It was, I cannot do that anymore now.
Well, would you do something else when you were a kid or just play the guitar?
I knew this. I would be a fantastic cyclist. My dream was to be the Tour de France. When I was in high school, it was maybe 10 miles or 15 miles from where I was living. Afterwards, my parents bought a little apartment inside Beijing. And then that's 10 miles from the school. I still need to go to school twice a week for music lessons and for air training and stuff. so I would enjoy the hell out of riding my bike. I always want a road cycling bike, which I have right now. I love it so much. But back then I remember my mom bought me first just a city bike. And I was like, oh, I want something can change gears and go faster. We went back to the shop and I saw there's like a used, like a very good looking giant mountain bike. I was like, can I in some way add more money change to that? I just really want it. And the shop owner is like, that's my bike. And I was like, yeah, I just want like either anyway. And then he's like, okay, kid, you can have it. And then he just let my parents give a little bit more, and then he started riding my bike, and then I ride his bike.
That's another thing about you, right? TY is like bikes, guitar, and fixing stuff. I remember last year my glass broke, and you were like, I can fix it. And you're just like, and you fixed it. So those are your three passions, right?
Yeah.
Guitar.
I love fixing things. Like, whenever I get in the house of someone, I'll just like, oh, you know what? Can I fix your door? Oh, can I fix your window?
Let's move to the third string. Tell us about this guitar, the one you bought after GFA.
The dream of owning a Greg Smallman guitar comes from like a legendary like past. In China, long time ago, when Xuefei Yang was still in Beijing under my teacher Chen Zhi. John Williams, with his two Greg Smallmans, they were like 1987, 1986, two guitars, arrived in China. At that time, we don't have many great guitars, but great students. And John Williams heard like Xuefei Yang play. Oh my God, mind blowing! You guys are so great. You know what? These two guitars are yours. Just gifted to our school, to the Central Conservatory.
Oh, to the school.
Yeah, yeah, to the school.
Give it to them.
Yeah,
Be
and
cool
then
too.
and then ever since then, so these two guitars become like legendary swords.
For the students.
Yeah, it's like the Dragon Slayer swords. Everybody knows that we have these two legendary guitars at the school. The two top students get to play those guitars before competition. When I was able to borrow that guitar like a half year or 1 year before competition, oh my God, it's like amazing feeling that you can touch this instrument. It's like it's not only how good it sounds, but it's become like it's like a tale, like a legend. And then so after winning competition, I was like, oh, I want to buy one myself too. But it was actually the time like my teacher, Professor Sharon Ispin, suggested me, maybe you need to, look for a new guitar for your tour. I was like, okay, I really love the Greg Smallman, but I cannot contact him because too many people contact him. He is too desirable. And then I was in, it's a long story, can I tell it?
Yeah.
How I got my guitar. In 2011, I watched the live stream of Jerry final of this. Actually, yeah, he is my idol in guitar, Vladimir Gorbach. And I just loved how he plays. And I love with his gray jacket and his right feet always rubbing back and forth. So funny. And I learned that, 2018, JFA, like the winner gets to come back and to do some, like event concerts. And next year, JFA, I'm in a 2-bedroom apartment with Vladimir. I was like, oh my God.
Wait,
I cannot believe.
Oh, when you came.
When I came back, I was, in the next, after 2017, 2018 in Louisville, I'm in the same dorm with Vladimir. I was like, holy shit, I was like, oh, yes, Vladimir. How do I say hi? How do I say hello? Do I tell him? Is that too creepy to say like, oh,
stalker?
And it's like a stalker. And then one day he was coughing really bad. He was really it was like 12 a.m. I was like, is he okay? And then I went to knock his door. I was like, hey. And then he's like, hey man, I was like, I'm sorry, I must woke you up 12 a.m. And I was like, here are some, I have 2 vitamin C, like emergency powder you can put in your drink, to drink. And he's so kind. He started, yeah man, thank you so much. And he's to water and we start to chat in the living room. And I told him how, I don't know where he is. I don't know his connection. I just told him that, like recently I've been like trying to find a new guitar. And I was like, oh my God, yeah. I looked at every guitar, but when I touched the one, that's it. But it's so hard to get it. He's like, you know what? But he didn't say that. But for me, it feels like that. It's like your hero. It's like, you know what, kid? I got it. don't worry, I'll get you that. Like it feels like that. But what he was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm teaching in Sydney, and I know Smallman's family, so I can help you contact them.
Wow.
Next day, Robbie Smallman sent me an email. Hey, I heard you want a Greg Smallman. When do you want it by? I was like, oh yes, those
Vitamin C.
It was like the best ever. Yeah. And then he's so nice. He invited me to Sydney for a concert, and then he helped me receive the guitar to his conservatory. And then, so I went to Sydney, and then he gave me the guitar there, and I flew back. Like he took care of everything. So nice, great person.
Ooh.
Yeah, so cool. Yeah.
So you won many competition and you've been playing around the world, concerts everywhere. What are the dreams for the future now, TY? I know you live here in LA. Do you want to still living here? Where else do you want to play? Just tell me about your aspirations as an artist and a person.
I'm really lucky always. I had many dreams and goals. Of course, on the road to achieving them was always challenging and unsure. And for example, when I was beginning, I was like, I really wanted to learn a board in Giulia school. And then
Sorry?
in Giulia school,
Oh.
at the beginning, that was my dream. And somehow I get to go because of the help from like Mr. Rinsby, with the very generous like scholarship and help everything. And right now, incredibly like it's like a lot of like students, they contact me, say, oh, can we have lessons with my kid, not just on Zoom or something. And I enjoy working with many of them because they are just all very great kids, great parents, and you know, like we would like sometimes talk like 2-3 hours on Zoom, and then it just like it feels time flies by, and then you feel so nutritional. You feel like we're doing great things, and then feel so happy working this, and everybody is very generous with everything. I'm incredibly lucky to have my best friend Strauss be in my life. I think for anyone that you can, like, you know, meet a best friend in your life is very treasures.
And you guys are playing a lot, right?
Yes.
Many concerts.
Yes. And then the even luckier thing is that we get to not only spend time together, but work together. And a lot of times it's very hard where you're best friends and then your work can be also in artistic level. And I think maybe our friendship is the foundation of our work and our communication and everything. And inspiration is very like level.
And I don't know if you and Strauss talk about, I know you guys are going to China now. First time you guys play back in China, right? As a duo.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys ever talked about if this was a dream for you to go back home and show what you've done in living in the US. When are you guys going?
We're gonna go in July 8th and for a month in China. 7 cities.
And how does it work with CAG, the one you guys won as a duo? Like, are they responsible for booking all your concerts? Can you also book concerts by yourselves? For example, this one in China.
Yeah.
Did you guys do it by yourselves?
Yeah, this one is actually majority, all the Chinese contacts, they are like my guitar contacts. So they asked me, hey, come by, let's do some workshop, masterclass, and like festivals and concerts in China for guitar. But it's like, me and Strauss were both from China, and then I mean like, wait, you gotta hear our duet as well. So I introduced like we're gonna do like a solo and duo program, half solo, half duo. So we'll get to show them like another possibility of art form, which I think will be very popular in China. And then we're doing this to promote for next summer. So there will be more bookings for our duet as well.
Moving to the fifth string, I really wanted to know, I know this guy had many questions for you. But if anyone wants to ask anything, TY, anything, now is the time.
Okay.
What is your favorite piece?
Oh, what is my favorite piece?
Yeah.
Okay, my favorite piece right now is called Ink Orchid Pavilion. It is a Chinese piece. I would say recomposed by me and Strauss. You have to listen to it. I've never loved the piece played by myself that much. So we basically composed it. It was a Chinese orchestra music, a modern Chinese piece, a little bit Chinese pop, very traditional melody. And we took it, used 4 instruments. I mean, he uses Chinese, like a piccolo, Chinese flute, and Chinese erhu. I use electric guitar. We composed the S out of that piece. We're so proud of it. It was one of the easiest things to play, I mean, for my part.
Wait, but is it new?
It is new,
Oh,
and
okay.
it is on YouTube. Yeah,
It is on
we use that to compete in our finals, and but it is so heartfelt and like feel close to the human heart that every time we perform it, people love it and we love playing it. And it's a kind of maybe the first time we felt like, you know what, like you play something you write, like you wrote. It's so powerful. It's the first time. It encouraged us to write more. I remember it's like, because you know, it's like the guitar accompaniments is so limited. You just arpeggio chords, you know, like doing some rhythmic pattern. I was like, no, none of that sells it. It's like, it's not enough. So one day I was like, I'm not gonna eat dinner. I'm just gonna sit in my table and compose. And I sat there. I remember one of my biggest inspirations is like a Japanese contemporary, super hot artist, electric guitarist, Ekichi Naido. His arpeggiated style and harmonic styles he writes inspire me. So I want that sound world. And because it's kind of like a Chinese like ink painting with like these orchid flowers and then a little hut there. I was like, pavilions. I want to add more something, like try to in his style, and I'm so proud of it. And Strauss improvised and then wrote the total introduction and then the outro and all the counterpoints and everything. That's like our current favorite piece right now.
Last question. Maybe this will become too philosophical now to end the wind up, but this is something I wanna. It's like the way around. Every time you meet someone new, you always ask the same question, and I love it. You always ask, what do you regret, and what are you most proud about what you've done in life?
Oh,
and I want to know this from you. First, what you regret. So we end up in high energy with what you're proud of.
What do I regret? I regret that I didn't go to buy my dream bike right away. I went to buy something cheaper, and I always have what I wanted, and I keep upgrading it and spending the same money.
You could have spent.
Yeah, I could
just in the beginning.
Yeah, I wanted to buy something maybe around like a little bit more than $1,000, but I was like, no, that's too much. So I spent $300 something on something, and I was like, okay, it's okay. I'll pay $50 upgrade this, pay $80 upgrade that. At the very end, only the frame was original. Everything else was under my bed.
And to wrap up here, something that you're very proud of your career.
I don't know. This is probably not the most proud of, but it's like, I think when I really care about something, I go crazy detailed preparing something. I wanted to win JFA, so what I did was like, I eat for JFA, I exercise for JFA, I record myself for JFA, I cut my hair for JFA, I sit for JFA. I don't like how I look on stage, so I correct myself how I sit and then shoot videos after hours when the concerts are done in the school, and I correct my sitting position where I think this looks like a winner. And then like, you know, like, and then I try to lose weight and gaining muscles. In 2017, I lost maybe 30, 40 pounds and gained more muscle, try to, you know, like feel better about myself, and just like, not only just, okay, I want to win something, so I just practice. No, I go everything around it and try to build like all around, like, okay, like how can you win? So I think just like that quality in me is like, if I really want something, I go so like that into details for something. I'm proud of that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
TY, thank you. Can you give us all the strings? Perfect. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone here with us. One more amazing episode of the Augustine Strings Wind Up. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to watch the other videos we have already and stay tuned for the next episode.
I just want to say that here, my friend is a wonderful human being, like one of the most authentic person you can hang out with. Edu, and so talented. Play music for music, just nothing else, just music. I love listening to you play.
Thank you.